son. I really do look like Goku or Gohan or whatever with this long curly bushy hair and this fucking shirt. What's going on, guys? Marcus here, back in the shop, and I know I'm a little late with this review talking about Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. I actually wanted to check it out Friday, but my boy was on vacation and I wanted to watch it with him, so he was like, nah, wait for me. So call me crazy, but kind of a loyal friend like that, so didn't want to just, you know, go out and watch it on my own until he got back. So if you're not sure what this movie's about, but you are familiar with the series, we all know the story. Goku fought Frieza and pretty much beat him, and the planet Namek blew up. And then sometime later, Frieza comes back to Earth and he's all decked out in cyborg shit or whatever, trying to seek revenge on Goku. Of course, Goku's not there, so Trunks comes in, takes him out in no time, and boom, Frieza's dead. So anyways, after Frieza's killed, we got the Android Saga, we got the Cell Saga, then we got the Majin Buu Saga, and then we got that Monstrosity GT, that piece of shit, with a couple movies sprinkled here and there, and we haven't heard anything from the Dragon Ball Z universe in pretty much over 15 years. Maybe not that long, but within that time period, we've had, you know, numerous video games and whatnot to keep our sanity and whatever on our Dragon Ball Z crave. So with that being said, we are introduced to some new characters, specifically this one guy named Sorbet, who is actually leading Frieza's force right now. He's actually the guy responsible for finding all 7 Dragon Balls with the help of some old characters from the Dragon Ball universe. And they pretty much wish for Frieza to come back. One of the first things he wants to do is seek revenge on Goku, because he's just not gonna let that shit down. He beat him, he embarrassed him, he humiliated him, and just completely destroyed his pride. So that's the first thing on the agenda. Not pussy, not food, not drinks, none of that. He just wants to kill Goku. And throughout the movie, we are introduced to some other characters. One specifically, Jacko, the Galactic Patrolman, who's kind of like the Nova Corps, the Green Lantern Corps, or whatever, for the Dragon Ball Z universe. And then we are introduced to some other characters from the last movie, specifically Beerus, the God of Destruction, and his associate Whis. And yes, they're still goofy as ever with their appetite of crazy, high-calorie junk food. So back to the movie. As Frieza is resurrected, it's already established that he's seeking revenge on Goku, and we learned some new things about him. We learned that he's been living in hell for the past years that he's been dead, and it's hilarious how hell on earth for him is not necessarily the same hell that you and I may think. And we also learned that this guy has actually never trained a day in his life, so he's just supernaturally strong and powerful, which sounds crazy because it's like, yo, how fucking strong is this guy realistically? Like, he's been known to destroy planets, universes, you know, colonies and all that with like the tip of his finger. He's been known to do that without training a day in his life, which is like, what's cool about this movie is that I do feel like it's definitely fan-based. So we do see Goku and Vegeta sparring, trying to better each other, and they still have that friendly rivalry, while Goku just still has that sense of humor where he's just like teasing Vegeta. You can always kind of tell that Goku knows he's superior as a fighter, but never wants to rub it in Vegeta's face, so he kind of jokes around with it without actually having to verbally say, I'm stronger than you. And you still have Vegeta's dry sense of humor, kind of low-key hating on Goku on the same reason, because he's still stronger than him and he's just super jealous. So I do like that. It's the same characters that we grew up watching. Fortunately, Gohan hasn't really gotten any stronger, so if you are familiar with the Majin Buu Saga, it's kind of similar like that. He hasn't really progressed in his strength. He's still kind of like the nerdy dad or whatever. He shows up to the fight in a jumpsuit and glasses. Like, come on now, really? Who shows up to a battle in Dragon Ball Z? Who shows up in a battle like that? Bro, you look like you going to Costco. Piccolo makes an appearance. We actually see some more action with him compared to the last movie, which is awesome, because as much as I am a fan of the Saiyans, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks and all of them, I do like to see some more input from the other characters, specifically Krillin, Tien, Piccolo, Yamcha. I know Yamcha's a weakling and he didn't even make the movie. The main thing that I've always liked from Dragon Ball Z is them fighting as a team. Yes, I know, like, you know, the single Vegeta versus Goku, or Goku versus Cell, or Gohan versus Cell, those fights are always epic. But honestly, my favorite sagas and episodes always had to do when we always saw a team fight. So my favorite saga honestly was the Cell Saga and the Saiyan Saga, because we see the whole Z team actually going head to head versus another crew. So I just like seeing, you know, an actual team of people fighting rather than just one-on-one. So it is cool to see that we do see the actual Z-cast, not just Goku and Vegeta go head-to-head with Frieza and his henchmen, Krillin, Gohan, Tien, and Piccolo, get their feet wet. We get to see them get their hands dirty, actually, you know, going in toe-to-toe with these guys. So I did appreciate that. And just like the last movie, I think the animation was definitely superb. It's super fluid. Comparing it from the series from the 90s or the 80s, it's definitely stepped up to par as far as the animation. It just looks so much better than what it used to be. So I really do appreciate that. As we were leaving the theater, I did hear a couple of kids, actually, not kids, but I did hear actually a couple of people complaining how the animation just wasn't stepped to par. And I don't know what they're talking about, honestly. I really thought it was good, especially seeing on the big screen. It made me feel like I was like 14 or 15, maybe not 15. It made me feel like I was like 13 or 14. Like if I was at that age watching this movie, I would have lost my shit. I mean, I'm 25 years old now, and the majority of the people that were watching the movie, that were in the theater with me, were generally around our age. They were, you know, mid-20s, early 20s, which is, I think that was the coolest part of the movie. We all grew up watching this series, so it kind of made me, you know, relive my childhood. I saw hipsters at the theater, I saw hood guys at the theater, regular dudes like me at the theater, I saw super nerds at the theater. Like, it's just, we all grew up watching the show, we were all super fans, and that's what I appreciate about this movie, because it brought all of us out, so it didn't really matter on what style or whatever we got into in life. We're all in our 20s, early 30s. We could still appreciate the show. Go watch it. Get your lazy ass up and go watch it. My only gripe about this movie is the end, where it's just, I really felt like they copped out on it so much. Like you felt like it was gonna be something totally different. You know, you think it's gonna be a huge epic battle, and it was. Don't get me wrong with it, but just the way it ended, it was just so easy and slightly lazy. And I appreciate the movie for what it was, but just, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about the ending yet. I mean, it still hasn't really sunk in. If you've seen it, you may know what I'm talking about, where it just seemed like a huge cop-out. It was just like, that was super lazy. Like, they were just trying to fit in a schedule of like an hour and a half or 2 hours or however long this movie was. They just try to fit it in at a certain time, and they're like, oh, okay, so we're running out of time. We don't want this movie to be super long and dragging, so yeah, let's just go with that. But another thing about these new movies, this one and Battle of Gods, I was having a conversation with the same friend I watched the movie with, and he was saying that it's cool. I mean, the action scenes are dope and whatnot, but he doesn't really like the fact that they're kind of catering more towards the humorous side. What I mean by that is just that they're more focused on making us laugh than the actual action itself. I mean, the last movie, there was some action, but it was more of a comedy than anything. So if you didn't like the last movie because of that reason, I think you will enjoy this one, other than the ending. I can see what he said about that, but again, for me, I still liked it for what it was. I'm not trying to fanboy out on this movie because it is Dragon Ball Z. I'm giving you my honest opinion. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not trying to go into super spoiler territory. If you guys have seen the movie, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And also, I'm kind of curious, if you are into Dragon Ball Z and you have seen the movies, let me know what your top 5 favorite movies are. I'll give you mine. The Dead Zone, Tree of Might, Lord Slug, Super Android 13, and now this movie, Resurection F. So yeah, that's pretty much what I thought about Resurection F, and those are my top 5 favorite movies. So don't forget to let me know what you guys think of the movie, and give me your top 5 favorite, and don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share this video, and on to playing some Xenoverse. Till next time, peace.